Grand Bay Westfield was a crazy tournament.
We had a hurricane blow through, so pretty much everyone knew it was going to be rough fishing.
At first we thought, that there goes our fishing day.
It was an interesting day.
It was a fine day on the St. John River, but once you got to the Narrapis Marsh and started going into there, it was a disaster in there. It was just a mess.
You had everything going against you. It's like water was quite stirred up, and you get up to the mouth of the Narrapis and chocolate milk is hitting you. Like the current was flowing.
It was the day after storm. Day after storm is really good striper fishing. I thought I had a pretty good chance, and a lot of other people thought the same thing. Go for stripers.
I did that. It did not pan out for me. I had a horrible day that day, and I had a horrible finish. So my last 2 tournaments, not good.
In Grand Bay, I ended up finishing okay in 4th place. Where I put myself for standards, I finished horribly.
Grand Bay Westfield was definitely a highlight of my summer so far. Jean
Was able to get a striper. I was surprised he caught it where he did.
Wham! I just felt a big pull, and I'm like, oh wow, it's my striped bass. I actually pulled him on the boat, and he extended outside of my boat. And at the end of the day, I think I was up to maybe 7 species, and I thought in my mind I had enough species to win this because I know everyone else that I'd crossed were having just a horrible day because of the mud.
It was, you couldn't see anything in the water. The current was going like crazy. So if you caught a lot of fish on that day and you won that tournament, you deserved to win that. That was a hard-earned victory.
There was lots of fish around. Fish finder was full all day long. It's just getting them to bite. That's why they call it fishing, not catching. So it was okay.
After a tough day on the water, Jean Muzeral took home the victory, followed by Gary Lynch and John Cale. With a few tournament stops in the books, the overall standings are starting to tighten up, making the next stop with the abundance of species a key turning point.
I think it's going to be a good day for fishing.
This will be the only tournament that I consider using live bait for, but I'm not using worms.
Darren's using live bait.
That's all I'm going to say right now. And hopefully, when we talk later, that I'll have a story to go with this.
If I placed as low as Darren did the last few tournaments, I'd be reconsidering all of my choices as well. Listen, so Rene and I went muskie fishing with Mark. We went striper fishing, actually, in the Miramichi with our boat guy. And he told us no bananas on boats. And I'd never even heard that before. And apparently it's really bad luck if you have a banana on your boat.
Never heard of it till I fished with Mark. I think he told me there's a history behind the bad luck with bananas. And I think it has to do with like sailing ships or something. But I think it just has to do with bad luck, having a banana on the boat.
Yeah.
So Rene swears by it now. No bananas on his boat. So I just slid one under his seat. We'll see how that goes today. If he notices it halfway through and freaks out, he's got an excuse now, at least when he doesn't do good. No bananas on boats.
Oromocto is a great body of water. I always enjoy fishing Oromocto because there's so many species.
Good anglers are probably let down if they got 6 on that day for that tournament.
There in Fredericton are 2 spots where you can catch 14 of the 16 species listed.
There's a lot of species there. Everybody ends up going for pickerel there at some point because it's one spot that's quite easy to catch pickerel.
Again, eel is at the top of my list. If I can catch an eel in Oromocto, I'll be fine.
I think, everyone's going to catch their pickerel bass. Folks, like Rene, Travis, Brian, and Darren and company, they'll know where to find their bass and their pickerel.
This may be my last chance, other than maybe chipman, to catch a chub. This is probably my last chance to get to redbreast. I really want the redbreast.
This is actually my daughter's reel.
Return to sender.
She caught a 35-inch salmon on this thing. My 6-year-old.
The old Zebco.
33? I'm telling you. Look what I run on this thing. You know why? Drop shot. Up, down, up, down, up.
Yeah, no, Brian said that.
There's this big hole in the Oromocto River, and I guarantee you first thing in the morning there's going to be a stack of kayaks on that spot.
What I wasn't expecting was a lot of people had the same plan. We're supposed to be shotgun start. Well, close to launch time, there was like a group drifting.
away.
Everybody was out there just itching to go, but they were all jockeying for position. I knew there was a big clump going this way.
And I just basically, when they said 8 o'clock, everyone, like it was a mass. They all went up. I'm like, see you fellas. And I just made a cast.